Hey, it's Jen. We're at the Mount Pleasant Cemetery where Trisha from Monsters Unleashed had something blowing her ear up here. And today is, I don't know what day this is. It's Sunday, March 22nd, 2026. Go ahead, Trisha.
Okay, so we come up here on just a little family drive. We were planning for like a investigation here when my dad was coming in. I wanted to get used to the terrain, and my husband just randomly picked this road to drive up. So we parked over there by the gates where we're parked now, and we started walking up here, and the first thing that stood out to me was this tree. And I come up here and I noticed, like, it's still pretty scraped up, but it was worse than this. And I noticed there was it looked like claw marks to me. Didn't know. I took a couple photos of it, and I was showing some friends, and a friend had pointed out to me there was blood on the tree. So we came back, and it did look like blood. No, I didn't sample it, take a sample and send it off. I wasn't equipped for that at the time, but it did look blood on this tree. So I'm filming, and we walked around looking, and I go back to where we were parked. We were actually parked, there was somebody parked there. We were parked right on the road. And I stood, and I'll walk to it. Alright, I was right here, and there's a closed gate, which the gate's open now, which I find kind of weird, because it's been closed and locked. And I'm filming around and talking, just trying to make a short video so my dad could see the area. And I'm looking this way, past these trees right here, and I see something dark move to the left. Well, I just chalked it up and was like, okay, I'm seeing stuff. Well, my daughter, she was inside the cemetery, and she comes walking to me, and she's like, Mom, you need to come look at this. I found something weird. So I follow her, and I'll walk exactly how I walk. I actually want to pay attention to me. I don't want to step on a snake.
Yeah, watch for snakes.
I'm not going to step in the fence where the trees and go look more clear. So we walk this way. My husband was over there. And I get right here. I was right here. And something very aggressively, blew in my ear. It was like a... And it hurt. It hurt. And it clogged my ear, and I couldn't hear anything. But in my right ear, all the sound got heightened. So I run to my husband. He's just right over there. I'm like, did you hear that? I'm holding my ear. And he's like, no. I said, something just blew my ear. It was like a pop, a pop. And the only thing I could think of how to describe the noise was, and I felt the pressure from it, was like it was trying to say Patricia, which is my actual name. And this was after it saw that movie. So when he said that he didn't hear anything, and my daughter was staring at me, and she was probably about, I'd say 50 foot in front of me, started panicking, because I'd never had anything like that happen to me. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really believe anything, all the stories about the LBL, until that day. That day, it sparked something in me. So I told my husband, I said, we gotta go now. And I said, I don't care how fast you drive home, we'll pay the fucking speeding ticket. We gotta go home. We gotta get out of here. So I told my daughter, I'm like, get to the Jeep now. And by this point, she's evened up with me. And I take off walking, and I hear very heavy. And I turn, and there's nothing here, it's just her. So her footsteps, when I say that, the sound heightened. Her footsteps, and she's 5'2", 100 pounds. She sounded like a 250-pound man storming through the cemetery. I end up passing her, and I feel bad. That's pretty crappy of me. I felt bad. When we get back to the Jeep, and I jump in, and her footsteps are so loud, she scared me, and I screamed. And then she screamed because it freaked her out because I screamed. And I didn't see anything moving again, but that feeling, it was that feeling, it really scared me. So we left and we went home, and on the way home, I just got really aggressive with everybody in my car. I mean, everybody. And they didn't want to be around me, and I didn't want them to be around me. And we got home, and I still couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear anything for 2 weeks. And I called my dad, and he, got me on the podcast talking to somebody that's had some experience with the paranormal. And I talked to Rob Etfler about it. And my ear never got better. And next morning, wasn't the next morning, it was a few days later, my husband looked at my ear because there was blood in my ear and there was a scratch. So a couple weeks went by and I finally got my hearing back in it, but then my son started acting weird. Like his behavior, he's a good kid, he's hardly ever in trouble, but he started doing things out of norm. And we talked to another person that's got some experience with like spirits and stuff like that, and she said that whatever it was an attachment, and it bounced from me to him. So we ended up doing a cleansing and didn't have any issues after that, but I believe it was like 2 weeks that I couldn't hear anything in my ear, and it was terrifying. I'd never had anything like that happen to me. And we came back a couple months later with the rest of Monsters Unleashed, and we were investigating in here, and I couldn't even step foot in the cemetery. I was quiet. I really don't remember talking a lot. I was very just not okay with being here. And once we left, I started feeling better and stuff, but I don't know what that was that blew in my ear, but it was very aggressive and it hurt. It hurt.
Mm-hmm. So this is a place where everything started for you coming to the LBL, researching.
This is the place where everything started for me in the LBL. And at this time, I did not know that the kill site was very close to the cemetery. And that's when I really started looking into the whole killing that happened in 82 here. And, I'm not saying it has anything to do with that, but I think there was something here. Whatever it was that blew my ear, I think it was giving me a warning.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what I saw moving over there. I just didn't believe it. And now that, I had that encounter a couple months ago, I know that it was here that day now. And
What'd you see? A dog man or a Bigfoot?
I don't know. At the time, I didn't know anything about Dogman. I didn't believe it. I believe Bigfoot, but I don't think it was a Bigfoot. I really don't. It didn't make me feel good at all. But I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't really know anything. And so I chalked it up like, oh, my eyes are playing tricks on me. But something moved over there. I just don't know what it was. I thought maybe it could be, a hog or a bear or something, but it was on all fours, whatever it was. It wasn't walking on 2 feet. It was on all fours, but it was big. But again, I kept telling myself, there's nothing in here. This stuff's not real. It's fake. I just know I saw something move. I kept telling myself it was some sort of animal. But then that happened, and then I got to talking to some people, and the first thing Rob told me was, something was giving you a warning to get out of there. And that's kind of where I'm at with that, and how I choose to think about it was, whatever that was that blew in my ear, yes, it physically hurt me and had me messed up from it, but it also probably could have saved my life and my kids' life, because my son was alone in the Jeep over there. He wouldn't get out, and my dog was with us, and like, that's as quiet as I've ever heard my dog, and his ears was tucked, and he wouldn't get out of the Jeep. He wouldn't get out of the Jeep at all. We were gonna let him get out and walk him past that gate to use the bathroom and stuff. He wouldn't get out of the Jeep. But this is where everything started for me, in the land between the lakes, and I don't feel weird being here like now, and I don't know if it's because of everything becoming a knower, if that's just made me a little more comfortable, because now I know what to watch for, and you know what it looks like, and different signs and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's just making me feel more at peace here. I did just hear that.
Did you hear that?
I did just hear
Is that predator click?
Yeah. Yeah, I did just hear that.
Oh no.
It's a, I don't know, it was really weird, and I'll never have answers to exactly what it was that did that to me, but I know it did it. It hurt. This is it. She had saw something weird down this way, a grave. And I mean, she's 12 years old, so she doesn't know like what weird looks like yet. She's learning. But when she's in a cemetery and she sees graves all sunken in pretty deep, that's weird to her, because she's never...
They really are too. This one here is sunk in too.
Uh-huh.
You can see where they're sunk in. You got to be careful walking through here. See that big hole back right there too. Well, thank you for telling your story, where it all started. This is where it all started. For Trisha researching the LBL with Monsters Unleashed.
And then it was just like one thing after another. I mean, not like every weekend after another, but that was in August, and then I had something happen to me November. So it's just been like I've encountered one thing after another in here, and it does freak me out a little bit being in the LBL, and I haven't really did a lot of nighttime investigations, but I'll get there. It's a process. You have to still process it, and these things, they don't process overnight. It takes a while. I just choose to fight it with, positive, like I was saying on Cryptid Awakenings, like being positive overpowers the negative.
Absolutely.
And that's what I choose to do, and it seems to be helping a lot. But yeah, this is where it all started.
This place is weird in the daytime, and at nighttime it's a whole other place. And I've only been here twice, and look at the stuff that's happened while I've been here. So you don't even have to spend much time here, I don't feel like, before you realize what's going on,
And you have a lot of people who say, oh, well, you're not getting any activity during the day. No, you are. There's activity during the day. You put yourself in the right place, you're going to get some activity. And to me, the most important thing is staying quiet. I mean, you can do a couple calls to see if they respond. I've noticed what's worked for me is making a noise like you're calling a dog. And I chose that because I was not in this area, but I was in the LBL, and I was going, because I heard it in the woods. So I'm thinking, okay, well, let me give back what it's giving me. Let me try to mimic the noises that it's giving me. And I did it, and Crystal was with me, and I got some responses. So now I don't holler out or howl out. And sometimes I get responses and sometimes I don't. But that's what has been working for me, and that's what I'll maintain doing.
Well, we got a response yesterday when you did that.
We did, yes we did.
3 of them, and we'll put that on here too, so you guys can hear it after Trisha enhances the audio. I mean, you can hear it fine, but we feel like we need to enhance it so you can hear it better when it's on a video. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was crazy, and that's exciting. Like I'm not scared of Sasquatches. I've never had one that's really made me feel threatened, but I do gift them in here, and I be as respectful as I can. Dogman in here is a different story.
Yeah.
There's people say that they're good and bad of them, but I've not had an encounter with one that's been good. And I mean, if you say good as, oh, well, it didn't kill you, that to me is just not good still. I mean, it's just, I was face to face with the thing and looked into its eyes, and I meant what I said. I've said this before. It was like looking at hell in its eyes.
Yep.
That's not a good feeling. If it makes me feel threatened, that's not good. So, I've not had an encounter with a good one. And to be honest, I don't want to have another encounter with a dog man. I've caught on fire, and I've fought cancer, and that's traumatizing. But seeing that thing that night, very close to me, watching it move, that traumatized me more than a fire catching on fire.
Yeah, absolutely. It's terrifying. You can even see that thing's ear flip in that video.
Yeah.
It's so terrifying, and it's a red little
My sister
eyes.
watched the full video, and she said that when I turned to go back to the Jeep, she watched it move.
Oof.
Like it was leaving. But I think there was more than one there that night.
I noticed there's a lot of flashes between trees here.
There is a lot of flashes.
You can see stuff moving between these trees, and in broad daylight, that's for sure. I saw several things yesterday, and I'm like, am I seeing stuff, or is something just move?
We was in here one time. I think it was when my dad was in, and I was... Cindy was that way, and I was more towards this way, and Doug was with me, and we heard something whooping. Never did see it, and I kind of brushed that off too, because the road is like right there, so I thought, maybe somebody in a car that's playing a joke, playing a prank. Because you'll have people in here like that. A lot of people don't like investigators in here.
Yeah.
So like if they see people out, and we've got Monsters Unleashed on or whatever group, they'll play little pranks on us. And that's why anywhere I go, I always document if we've seen hikers, if we've seen vehicles coming in and out of there. And most of the time, if I see like heavy traffic coming in and out, I'll go pick a different area to stay away from people, because they'll mess with you.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful area up here, but there's a lot of horrific history behind it.
Yeah, and weird things happen in here for sure. Which we'll talk about that too. We'll talk about everything that happened to us while I was here with Trisha for the weekend. We'll talk about that. We'll add it to this video somehow. Probably live, huh?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. We'll do a live on my channel on Creepy Culture and tell what all happened.
And I thought I was standing by the Andrew Smith Jackson's grave, but I'm not, because these are the two trees. And I was they were close together, because I noticed how the trees were close together. So I was right there in between these two trees, because I could see Doug right over there, and I was kind of parallel with him. And there wasn't a tree blocking my view of him.
Right.
So it was scary.
I bet so. I'd have been terrified. I'd have ran out of here faster than you did.
Yeah, and after that happened, I was not okay for a while. And I didn't want to come in here. Actually, at that point, I didn't even want to be a part of Monsters Unleashed. But then, after a few weeks, and I got to better, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Thinking about what really was it that moved. And, you know, I got my crap together and, you know, I continued on with Monsters Unleashed. And I'm glad I did.
Me too, because you're a good researcher and you get stuff, and that's great.
I appreciate that. It's a lot of time. I spent a lot of time in here. Not as much time as, you know, other people, but I am in here every weekend for a lot of hours during the day. And we spend about 4 hours in the night, but we haven't since our encounter. That's because we're still recovering from
Yeah,
it.
you need time.
Do need time. I feel like us starting Cryptid Awakenings, that's not only are we helping others, but it's helping me.
Yeah, it's good to talk about it. I heard it.
Did you hear that?
I heard it. We've got leaf crunching down this hill. Don't see anything, but that happens a lot in here. And we never see critters following that either, like, you know, a squirrel or any other little critter that's around.
And the squirrel, I really don't like squirrels, especially when I'm investigating, because I can just be sitting there and I'll hear something loud, like it's a King Kong size thing walking through the woods, and I'll look over and it's a squirrel.
Yeah, they sound bigger than they are
That makes me so mad.
in the wood. All right, well, thank you for sharing that. And we'll end this, we'll add to it. So thank you.
No problem.
I'm gonna stop.
Voices rising from below.